start with Matthew chapter 22 and verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen.
Mm-hmm. Any more? You better go 2 verses above it.
Kind of with Matthew chapter 22. Oh, stop. This is the, I think you want me to read it?
Yeah, wherever you think the point starts.
It's a parable about the marriages.
Of course. Go ahead.
I'll start at verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding.
So, okay, to understand this, you got to focus in for a second, but it will become quite clear in a second, all right? Imagine a giant wedding feast, and this person is a king. So he goes and he invites, of course, the nobles, the people in his world, to come to the wedding of his prince or his princess. He sends out vast invitations to the nobles. Continue.
Verse 3. And he sent his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come.
So after he sent the invitations out, then he sent his servants out to bring the people to the wedding who were invited. They wouldn't come to the wedding. They refused to come to the king's wedding. Can you imagine that? They wouldn't come. Here's why. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner.
He said, listen, the wedding is now. I prepared my dinner. That's how close we are to the wedding. The food is on the table. I sent out invitations a long time ago. I sent the people to get you. You couldn't come. Now the food is on the table. I'm telling you, it's time to come to the wedding feast. Continue.
Verse 5. But they made light of it.
They did what?
They made light of it.
They thought it was a joke. They didn't think it was a big deal at all to miss this celebration, to miss this feast. They made light of it. Continue.
And went their ways.
And then they left. The servant came to them and said, oh, I can't do that. I can't come. They thought it was a joke, and then they went about their business. Continue.
And went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise.
Here we go. Now we get into the point. One to his farm, another to his merchandise, meaning these were businessmen, rich men. I can't come to some wedding. I have a business to run. I can't come to some wedding. My farm needs my attention. I can't come to that wedding. You ready? I'll give him a second, everyone. Go.
We'll count verse 5 in the middle. So like in verse 6. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully.
And the what?
And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully.
And the people that were left, that's the remnant, the ones that didn't just laugh it off and leave and go handle their business. They took the king's servants and handled them spitefully. They treated them evilly because they came to invite them to this party that the king was holding for his family. They treated the servants of the king with evil, with unkindness. Continue.
And slew them.
They did what?
And slew them.
And they killed the king's servants. They killed them. Keep going.
Verse 7. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth.
But the king heard about what happened to his servants. He heard about what happened to them, and he was wroth. Wroth means angry. Keep going.
And he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers.
Now he sends someone else. He doesn't send the servants to give invitations. Now he sends his armies, his hunters. He sends them out to destroy those servants who harmed his other servants. Continue.
And burned up their city.
And he burned their cities down. He burned their New York, their Philadelphia, their Washington, D.C., their Guadalajara, their Sierra Leone, their Liberia, their France and their Russia, their Beijing. He burned their cities. Continue.
Verse 8. Then saith he to his servants, the wedding is ready, But they which are bidden were not worthy.
He told his servants, you know what? The wedding is ready. But the people I invited, they weren't ready for this dinner. They weren't ready for this wedding. The people I invited. Continue.
Go ye therefore into the highways.
So you know what? I invited rich people, farmers and men of merchandise. I invited them. They didn't want it. So they hurt the people I sent. So I had them unalived and I burned down their cities. Now I'm going to send you out again. Except this time you are going into the what?
Into the highways.
Come on.
And as many as ye find, bid them to the marriage.
Now I'm going to send you out into the highways. What is a way? Who knows? Let's ask Alexa. One second. I know you know, Warrior. Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, what does the term way mean?
As a noun, way is usually defined as manner, mode, or fashion. For more, ask
Alexa, what does the term the way mean?
The term way is a conjunction that indicates a method or course of action. It is used to connect two ideas or phrases in
Alexa, stop. I'm sure I'm not phrasing it right. The term way, like the term Milky Way, you've heard that term before, right? Milky Way, that's because ancient astronomers looked up in the sky and they saw a street that looked like a street of milk in the sky. That's why you have Broadway in New York, because the term way means street. He sent the next invitations to the streets. That's what he did. Instead of sending them to the farmers and the businessmen, he invited people from the street, from the highways. What is a highway? A street that has heavy access of people. A lot of people coming and going, like the campsites you have here in Philadelphia. That's why the UPK always goes to major intersections, major street corners in every city that we're in. We're looking for the highway, with the place where all the people come and go. Why? Because now it's our turn to come to the wedding. Now it's our turn. It was the turn of Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, and his father, who was another rich, preacher. And all of the rich men who were at one time invited to this wedding, they didn't want to come. Who did he invite the first time? He invited the Sadducee and the Pharisee, who are literally the heirs to the Hashmonean dynasty, who are the heirs to the house. So what's the house that did over there with the Hanukkah? Judah Maccabee. The Judah Maccabee family ruled after we expelled the Greeks. They became the Hashmonean dynasty, who became the Sadducee and the Pharisee. Oh, they were an ancient house, men of high repute, men who their grandfathers were Judah Maccabee. My God, man, that's an aristocracy. That cat, you know where his blood goes to? The men that expelled the Greeks from Israel. This cat's bloodline is insane. He didn't want to serve Christ. He didn't want to do this job. So our king went out to the streets, man, and he found us. And we don't come from rich men. My father died in his FedEx uniform. Ask Captain Tower. I remember seeing him in it. I walked into the bedroom. There my father is at 63, dead at 63 with his FedEx uniform on. And he would have been wearing that for the next 10 years. That's where I come from. And Ty Ward standing by the bed. He was not a rich man. You understand? He wasn't a doctor, Martin Luther King. He wasn't a six-figure man. He wasn't an entrepreneur. He was from the street, and so am I. And now here we are. We're the ones who are invited now. You didn't want to come. He invited all of the civil rights leaders of the 60s. Oh my God, that crew there. Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, all of those names, they all became congressmen and senators. All of them. They've been the fuel behind about 6 presidents, those religious leaders of the civil rights movement. They don't want this job. but the brothers from the streets do. And now it's our turn. Now it's our turn. Keep going.
Verse 10. So those servants went into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good.
Brother, I was looking for rich men. Now, whoever, just come on in here. What are you? Oh, you went to college. Come on. You fresh out of prison? Come on. That's all. Bad and good. Criminals, students, college students. Come on. Drug dealers, come on. You want to lie to a few people you want to change? Come on now. You were in college, you were trying to be a cop. You decided that's not the way for you? Come on. Oh, you were a criminal and you decided that's not the way for you. Well, come on and sit next to this former cop. And let's go because we're the ones invited now. Now it's our turn. Continue.
And the wedding was finished with guests.
Oh, now we can eat. Because now everyone came, everyone showed up. We're not slowed down anymore by waiting for some rich man's son who thinks he's too good to do this job. Why would he do this job? He has a Fortune 500 company to run. He's a six-figure man. He doesn't want to do this. He's a high-value six-figure man. He's not coming to do this job. No sweat. No sweat. The sons of crackheads will do this job. Do you understand? The sons of coke sniffers and coke dealers, we will do this job. No problem. And we'll combine some brothers that went to college and went to school and did some good things and had good hearts. As long as they can come in here with everybody else, then we can all do it together because the people who were asked to come to the wedding before chose not to do it. That's the breakdown. Everyone understands. Next.
Go.
Young brother in the back.
I'm sorry, can you just elaborate further when
Please.
you see the guests about the proper attire and so the lead?
Is it farther down right here?
That's I think maybe the next verse.
Go ahead and read it, Moreau.
Come. Verse 11. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment.
So now remember, these are all brothers from the streets, good and bad. So now the dinner is happening now. The king walks into the dinner room, he sees all his guests. It's perfect. But when he gets there, he sees some man who is not properly attired. To not be properly attired means you weren't dressed for a wedding. You came dressed like you come into a basketball, to play basketball, or you were going to work all day. He didn't come properly attired like you would come to a wedding. You understand? And the king noticed him. Continue.
Verse 12. And he said unto him, Friend, how comest thou in hither not having a wedding garment?
He goes up to him, friend, my friend. Why would you come in here not wearing a wedding garment? Why would you do that? Continue.
And he was speechless.
The friend said he couldn't explain it. He couldn't give an answer. Continue.
Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot.
He said, you know what? You don't have an answer? No sweat. Arrest him. Bind him hand and foot. Keep going.
And take him away.
And get him out of here. Keep going.
And cast him into outer darkness.
And throw him, exile him. Throw him out into the woods. That's like outer darkness, where you're out in the middle of darkness in the woods. That's the metaphor. Continue.
There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Well, there's going to be a lot of people crying and a lot of people gritting their teeth because they're in so much pain. What's the breakdown? This is someone from the streets. He's come in, but he is not prepared. And you better be prepared. Don't you understand you've been given an opportunity? What do you think you would have been if not for this school? Just like your father. That would have been you. That would have been you. Just like your uncles and your cousins. Now you get this opportunity to do something amazing. And you're not prepared to do it? Can I give you some people that are not prepared? You've come into the Israelite school of UPK. You're ready to have your head anointed with oil and become a priest and an officer. And your friends from the world are going to make you relapse. Are you not going to give up your friends from the world? Are you going to lose this opportunity over your cousin? Over the friends on your job? Is that what's going to happen? So now here you are, given the path to life when you were going to die. That's what was going to happen to you. Now I'm in the truth, but I can't give up my friends. They're my homies for life. Yeah, did you smoke weed with them? Absolutely. Did you do robberies with them? Absolutely. So I'm going to come into the truth, but I can't give up my friends. Then you are going to relapse. You're going to be just like them. Because how do you dare even take this opportunity, which so many men will never get? And you're not prepared to continue this until you win. God damn it, if you got an NBA career, you have to give up your friends because you can't get high all night anymore with them. You got to go practice. You can't go to the strip club and drink all night because you have to be up at 5 a.m. There is no opportunity that you can get in life where you won't have to give up your friends to do it. There is none. Go get a good job that makes you come in there at 5 a.m. Your friends are going to say, we ain't seen you in a while. Where have you been? What's up with you? What you feel bad and keep going around them? Get the F out of here. Get out. Go be with them. You women.